Welcome to the MegaMets podcast, folks. Tonight we look at the 2025 Royal Rumble from the Lucas Oil Stadium in Indianapolis, Indiana. 4 matches on the card. We will not be going how it's shown in Wikipedia. We're going by how we view things will be relegated. In my view, we're going to kick it off with the Women's Royal Rumble again. Right now, only 10 women out of the 30 have been announced. Nia Jax, Bayley, Charlotte Flair, Naomi, Bianca Belair, Raquel Rodriguez, Liv Morgan, Lyra Valkyrie, Ivy Nile, Sky. But I think, partner, we can see who the other 20 are going to be. Hola, Capitan. You want in on this? But, partner, I think you and I can agree that Charlotte's winning this. Yes or no?
That's more or less. See if it's any obvious.
I mean, seriously. I get she's been gone for 15 months due to a knee injury. But I was happy when that bitch was gone. Why take that away from me? You know what I'm saying? What? What'd you say, partner?
Jeez, I heard about that. I didn't think Charlotte would come out. I thought she'd be gone. But since they decided to bring her back, I have no words.
Got that right. I mean, seriously, it's clear-cut Charlotte's winning a title shot at WrestleMania, becoming the first woman to win 2 Royal Rumbles. Granted, this will only be the 7th time that the women are getting it, the 8th time the women are getting it on in this match. But the point still applies. Am I right?
Yeah.
I think the tag title match would be next. You want to do that?
Why not? I can do that. Royal Rumble 2025. Yeah, I gotta type it in the results on my Wikipedia. Booyah. So it seems that we went from the women's Royal Rumble match. In terms of the matches, there are only 4. We already had the women's match. There's also the tag team match, which is a 2 out of 3 falls. You have the champions DIY, Johnny Gargano, and Tomasso Ciampa against the Motor City Machine Guns, Alex Shelley and Chris Sabin.
Sabin and Shelley dropped the titles a couple of months back on a TV taping when they finally decided to turn DIY full-blown heel. Wasn't a fan of the move, but I got it. The problem with the tag titles ever since they got split up last year, or after WrestleMania, is they've been both sides, both the Raw and SmackDown tag titles have been devalued, constantly swapping hands on television, as opposed to doing it at PLEs. And this is a trend that's starting to bother me. With the exceptions of doing it at WrestleMania and maybe SummerSlam on occasion, every time the tag titles have swapped hands on either side, whether it be Raw or SmackDown, it's predominantly been on television. I'm going to say this goes the full 3 falls and DIY retains 2-1.
That would be an interesting choice.
I mean, I've witnessed pretty much the same thing with the Knockouts title at Turning Point.
Yeah, all things considered. But as far as the Royal Rumble goes, we already have. You said that Charlotte's going to end up winning it.
The women's side, anyway.
But the men's side is going to be a different matter.
Speaking of which, let's look at the men's Royal Rumble. 30 men. So far, we only have half of the field at this point. LA Knight, yeah. John Cena, CM Punk, Jey Uso, Roman Reigns, Seth freaking Rollins, Drew McIntyre, Rey Mysterio, Sami Zayn, Shinsuke Nakamura, Logan Paul, Penta, I wish they let him go the full name of Penta El Santo Miedo. Chad Gable, Braun Breaker, and Carmelo Hayes. Who knows when the other half are going to announce themselves for the Rumble.
Mm-hmm.
Granted, I will not be surprised if one free agent does make his way into the Rumble as a surprise entry. That being the walking weapon, Josh Alexander, seeing as how his TNA contract ran out recently, and he opted not to renew it.
Yep.
And then you've got Jacob Fatu, who could be entering this thing. Imagine that menace getting in there. Especially after what he did to Braun Strowman last Saturday night. At the main event taping in San Antonio. It was brutal. Constantly ramming his hip into Strowman's head while he was in the corner, and then at least 6 times he hit a moonsault on him. Most people are boiling it down to John Cena, Roman Reigns, CM Punk. Punk to win it. Some are saying Roman's going to win, but do we really want a third match between Cody and Roman at WrestleMania? Part of me doesn't. Does it to you?
Maybe.
I mean, yeah, in a way, the roles are reversed now, as Roman basically has been on kind of this path of redemption. But personally, it's bad enough that Roman has headlined the last 4 WrestleManias. I don't need him headlining a 5th. With Punk, they were teasing it, but I think it's more logical for Punk to go after Gunther in the world title. Then we'll see what he can do with that. I mean, then again, they could use the loophole and have Punk hop ship to SmackDown and go after Cody, but I'm not sure if that's going to happen. And then there's John Cena, a man who hasn't won a singles match in over 2,000 days. Any wins he has had, it's been in a tag match. And he's basically on his farewell tour. Do you give him that one last chance and one last shot at glory to break Ric Flair's record of break the tie between him and the Nature Boy?
Mm-hmm. So who do you think is going to end up winning it?
That's the problem. Much like with the Women's Rumble last year, it was clear cut for me that Bayley would win it, but I mistimed my shot last year with picking Punk instead of Cody. This year, it's a little more muddy given some of the narratives.
Yeah, and I'm not a fan of narratives.
Who I think could be the 4th man of the Final 4 of this year's Rumble, Drew McIntyre, who has spent the last year and a half casting everyone around him as scapegoats except himself for his rotten luck.
Yep. This is going to be tough to predict.
And I'm wondering if and when Cody and Woods will debut new entrance music for their New Day, for how everyone has turned on them as the New Day. I mean, instead of saying New Day sucks, I think people should be chanting New Day fucks. New Day fucks. New Day fucks. New Day fucks. Because it fucking blows what they did to Big E.
Yeah, it is. And I worry for Big E, especially since, well, with how his injuries are.
I mean, he's been gone for almost 3 years. And his doctor's saying he might never wrestle again. Even if he does get back in, mostly to a storyline where he gets revenge on, he basically goes after Woods and Kofi for basically destroying the New Day and kicking him out, or what the New Day represented, kicking him out. And
that's just sad.
Damn right, it was sad. And then you've heard scuttlebutt that Nick Nemeth might return for the Rumble. Not as Dolph Ziggler, but under his real name of Nick Nemeth. As, strangely enough, he and his brother Ryan are going to be challenging Fraxium for the NXT Tag Titles on Impact this coming Thursday. And then, of course, there's the rumors of the possibility of Joe Hendry being in this year's Rumble as a guest. Imagine 60,000 plus chanting, "We believe, we believe, we believe." And he brings into the Rumble with him the TNA World Heavyweight Championship. But out of the four we got narrowed down to, I'm going to go with the sentimental feel-good story. I'm going to take Cena to win it. Where's your vote?
I'm probably also going to pick Cena because I feel that this is going to be Cena's last hurrah. And if he ends up retiring once all is said and done and gets everything finished, I'd say he has no regrets.
That's for sure. And now what I think will be the main event. You do the honors?
The main event is for the Undisputed WWE Championship in a ladder match. And it's going to take both the Undisputed and the Winged Eagle titles to suspended above the ring.
Granted, both men have already been had the titles taken off of them last week and hung above the ring, but the point still applies. Cody Rhodes defends against Kevin Owens. Cody was able to retain against Kevin at the Nassau Coliseum main event, but after the match, Kevin Owens hit Cody with a package pile driver, injuring his neck, and stole the Winged Eagle title. While some would agree with Kevin's perspective on Cody choosing to ally with Roman to take on the Bloodline instead of him, because Kevin has spent the longest amount of time trying to rip the Bloodline down, only to get constantly steamrolled because Vince didn't give a fuck about Kevin. Then throughout 2020 to 2023. Know what I mean?
Yeah. I agree. So between the champion and the challenger in a ladder match, who's going to end up winning it?
I really hope this doesn't turn out like Ladder War 4 at Final Battle 2012. For those who don't remember that match, it was basically Sami Zayn at the time El Generico's last Ring of Honor event. Ladder War 4, the show had been pushed to 2 o'clock in the afternoon, mostly to not conflict chronologically with TLC 2012 taking place at the Barclays Center that same day. Ring of Honor World title was on the line, its third iteration of the belt. Steen won when Owens/Steen won when both men were on a ladder bridge. He kicked Generico in the dick, hit him with a package pile driver on the ladder bridge, and then climbed up the ladder to get the title. Which is going to be tricky because even though no DQ rules are in effect with this match, you got to wonder how far Kevin will push it to not use the package pile driver. Then again, he hasn't had an issue with that handicap in the past. Again, go back to his Ring of Honor World title run in 2012 up until 2013. At the early start of it, Jim Cornette was the on-screen figurehead of ROH, doing everything he could to get the belt off Kevin. Kevin was the heel at the time, but he played a pseudo-sympathetic babyface, wanting to tear down the overly restrictive authoritarian figure of Cornette. To compensate for the fact that he couldn't use the package pile driver, which had been banned at Final Battle 2011, he switched to using the F5, or as he called it, the F5, which is French for 5, just to avoid a copyright from Lesnar. Okay, hello, Joe. Or is this a troll account?
Joe Hendry? Come on, no time for trolling, please. Besides, we're not talking about TNA ever since Hendry did win the championship.
Hey, I was the one who said his name, not you. I didn't even play the damn song.
Yeah, you don't want to do that because of copyright.
And besides, this is a troll account on here. Joe Hendry's face shirt on.
I hate trolls. Seriously, I just hate trolls.
You're not the only one, partner. You're not the only one. Anyway, I'm going to say Cody walks in and out with the title.
I also say Cody's going to walk out the same way.
I'll be calling the Rumble tomorrow night at 6 if you want to hop on.
Me?
Yeah.
I'm gonna get myself to work because I just finished playing a 3-hour session of Monster Hunter Rise.
Oh.
And I gotta get myself to work.
All right, never mind.
But I at least came here to make sure we provide our thoughts because tomorrow's the Royal Rumble. But you want to know what's weird about this? It's just that most pay-per-view now are being on a Saturday. Normally they would be on a Sunday.
Well, TNA's reverting back to the Sunday setup for their major pay-per-views, though their TNA Plus shows are going to be on Friday still.
Mm-hmm.
In any case, that's it for tonight's episode of the MegaMets. Just 2 more and we'll have our 100th episode. Comment, like, share, and subscribe to the channels. And be sure to subscribe to other members of the Big Blue Crew. I'm X2128. He's MegaMan G. Goodbye. Good night. Bang.
Bang. I'll see you next time.
Whenever that'll be, I'll let you know.
Right. Later.